Ex-Congressman Anthony Weiner made a bold prediction over the weekend. Democratic leaders Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer will have no choice but to endorse New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani.
Weiner, who served prison time after pleading guilty to sexting with a minor, was on the radio program The Cats Roundtable. Let's listen to what he had to say.
At the end of the day, people like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they're going to have to endorse the nominee of their party. I think it's inevitable. Remember, the guys we're talking about are the leaders of the Democratic Party. Yes, some people can stay on the sidelines, and I think you're going to see a lot of people do that. But the leaders of the party, which is what Chuck and Hakeem are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. They don't want to harm, rather, their moderate candidates all around the country, which are the ones they need to take back the House and Senate.
Weiner said, more importantly, however, is what outcomes of the citizens of New York are going to get if Mamdani were to win. Meanwhile, Jeffries got into a tense exchange with CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin over Mamdani last week.
Jeffries criticized President Trump for firing the Bureau of Labor Statistics leader and said he has repeatedly attacked America's free market. Then this exchange happened.
We just had a whole conversation about an individual who is running for mayor in New York City who is genuinely titling themselves a socialist. And you're saying that you might ultimately support them. And so I'm trying to understand the distinction here.
No. I'm trying to understand why you would spend a significant amount of time asking me about the Democratic nominee who's not even the mayor, and it's not a legitimate point to raise about a president who is regularly attacking the free market economy.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand have not endorsed Mamdani. This is very, very funny. I also saw, I think it was it MSNBC? They had a weird anti-Mamdani segment from someone who's like involved in does PR for the company that owns them. I did not make this accusation without knowing for specifically it was MSNBC. I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, I mean, I just get back to
while I look at it.
Yeah, no, I'll just filibuster here while you try and verify your facts. No, look, the Anthony Weiner thing, like, I mean, you were joking in the intro about who asked him, but like, who did ask him? Like, we're now thinking that Anthony Weiner is a oracle of what the Democratic Party should do. I also think, the point that he's making isn't that profound or surprising. I think it's probably likely that Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer will have to endorse Mamdani in the end. And I don't think that that's going to be nearly as damaging as some people on either the centre-left of the Democratic Party or on the right think it is. Mamdani is a candidate who's elicited quite a lot of excitement and enthusiasm in New York. He's clearly on the left, but I think part of his success has been presenting solutions or presenting policies that address real problems that people have about affordability and all of that.
I found what I was looking for.
Good. I'm glad I spoke for long enough to get you to look that up.
The More Perfect Union Twitter account tweeted this, that Morning Joe actually had on a media executive named Tom Rogers, who was bashing Zohran Mamdani, who's a senior advisor at Versant, the company that runs MSNBC, and the host had to acknowledge that at the end and said, but we agree with everything you're saying. And the point being, this person was calling on Eric Adams to drop out, which is never going to happen, and everybody should rally behind Cuomo. Again, not going to take place. There's no reason that should occur.
No.
I sort of feel, even though I do not like Mamdani and don't like his politics at all, I feel like the Democrats who are against him or reluctant to endorse him, it's exactly the Republicans who are like not willing to, or uncomfortable with Trump. You gotta get real comfortable, or you gotta get out, because I don't think there's so much. Maybe there's certainly more room in the Democratic side right now, but not in New York. Look, he won. He won the primary. New York Democrats chose him, so he's going to be the candidate. And their unwillingness or unease with endorsing him is really fascinating to me. They have no plan. What are they going to do? He's clearly going to win, I think, the mayoral race.
I think so.
Maybe if it gets closer toward the end, then I could see them not endorsing him just in case. But they should. It seems cowardly not to, or come out against him. I guess endorse Cuomo. This fence sitting seems very cowardly. Hakeem Jeffries doesn't see, and Hochul and Gillibrand don't seem to be positioning themselves very smartly with respect to this thing. If I were them, I would get on board with Mamdani. I would go to him and say, "Wow, you figured something else. You figured something out. You're the only thing that's working right now. Let's work with you." It just from tactical. I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
Well, to that exact point, there has been now reporting that Obama and Mamdani spoke in some sense, and that even precipitated some hand-wringing from the hard left of the Democratic Party, like, oh, he's going to go soft and more toward the centre.
Yeah, the hard left will be mad no matter what.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hard left is perennially mad, but like the hard right. But the other...
If he meets with anyone other than Howard Zinn, he's selling out.
But I mean, I think that to your point, Obama choosing to do that speaks to Obama's political nimbleness in realizing exactly the point that you made. This guy's the Democratic nominee to be mayor of New York City.
Wasn't even close.
It wasn't close at all. His main rival, Andrew Cuomo, is widely disliked across the spectrum for a whole host of very valid reasons, in my opinion. Eric Adams is besmirched by all his weird Eric Adams vibes. And Curtis Sliwa is not going to win because a Republican is not going to win, or a Republican like Sliwa is not going to become mayor of New York City. So it's going to be Mamdani, barring some really shocking turn of events. And Obama has the wisdom to, I think, recognize that and get into some kind of alignment with it. It doesn't mean that you say that Zohran Mamdani's policy prescriptions are the policy prescriptions you need to win in, I don't know, central Pennsylvania, but that's not the election. So
I mean, I like fear-mongering about socialism as much as the next right-of-center commentator, but I think even I know how I would respond to Hakeem Jeffries getting hit with that question. Well, look, I don't agree with him about socialism. I don't think socialism is a good policy platform for Democrats in all over the country, but he was the winner of the mayoral race, and he has some ideas. You can call them socialism, but I don't think they're socialism that the Democrats voted for that we think are right for New York City. There, done, easy.
Right,
I don't know why I couldn't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just did it. I don't even believe that. I think socialism is really bad, and he is going to bring it to New York City.
There you go. We just need to clip your pro-Mamdani comments and put them out to right-wing Twitter, who will get outraged about it all. But look, to pedal back slightly from all this, I mean, Mamdani's success, yes, partly driven by Cuomo being disliked, partly driven by Mamdani's capacity as a communicator, embracing social media, all the rest of it. But there are policies that he's proposing that are clearly popular. You and I spoke before about the universal childcare thing. Mm-hmm. That's obviously popular. You don't like it for your libertarian reasons, but it's something that helped propel Mamdani to that level of a victory in the Democratic primary in an overwhelmingly Democratic city. Free bus rides, similar. So there are policies there that, however you label them, have an appeal in a city that many, many working people struggle with in terms of its affordability.
Yeah, I would be just, retweeting all his tweets from 2020 over and over and over and over and over again if I was running against him. But the opposition to him is just too weak and too divided for it to matter. The time is long since passed for those other three individuals, Sliwa, Adams, and Cuomo, to make some kind of agreement. But they had no interest in doing that. Cuomo doesn't care. He wants it to be him. Eric Adams is the incumbent mayor. Why would he get out? And if the Trump administration had offered Curtis Sliwa a really good job in the administration, I think that would have been a perfectly fine strategy for getting him out of the race, but he had no interest in it. So here we are.
Here we're again. Oh, Robby, one thing before we finish. Yeah. I think it's a poignant day here on Rising because our associate producer, Prerna, is leaving us at least for sabbatical. So I think we should, I'm sure you would join me in appreciating her work.
Absolutely. We have a fantastic team behind the scenes. A lot goes into making this show.
For sure.
I've been here, over 4 years now, and a lot of terrific people have come and gone, but some really great people have stuck with me for almost the whole time.
Sure.
And I'm always sad to lose any more of them.
Absolutely, for sure.
All right, we've got a lot more to talk about today on Rising. Please stay with us.